is Wednesday. We are hardly ever streaming on Wednesday, but it's watercolor time. There's going to be all sorts of watercolor play. The main thing is going to be the graphite, Kuretake? Is that the name?
Yes.
Kuretake?
Kuretake. And they were established in 1902.
There you go. I mean, facts right off the bat. Where else can you go and get facts like, 1 minute in?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Graphite color, set of 6.
There we go. Alrighty, y'all. So, do say hello in the chat so we can say hello back. Otherwise, we do not know that you're here. You know what? The past 2 days, we have not said this is P over here, this is M over here.
Well, we're just so excited.
Getting into it. We'll do that here in just a second.
About mastery.
We're mastering things. Not our intro. We didn't promise that.
It will be a much better M word next year.
Yes.
I will be involved in that.
I will
research
I'm going with the flat, plain look today, just so y'all know. It's called I was wearing a hat. Yeah.
Yeah, we're both going hatless.
Yeah.
And my hair looked pretty good, so I thought, well,
All right, say hello in the chat so we can say hello back. Give those thumbs up if you haven't already. Mucho importante, because it spreads the word to all of the YouTube people saying, hey, we like this. You might like it too. And that's how it's done. And we hope that you come back and leave comments and do all that YouTube-y business. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Subscribe. Do that, business all down below there. Let's say hello to everybody. I feel like that wasn't exactly my best moment of intro-ish business. We're going to let that fill up, and I'm just going to say, hey, this is P over here.
M over there.
Patricia.
Mariah.
And together,
we are PM Artist Studio.
Give those pinky hello hands, y'all. I'm only seeing a few people here. It says there are 46, and I've only got 26 likes, so there's 20 of y'all.
Yeah, that need to step up.
I'm going to shame you right here in the beginning, simply because those of you that show up this early know us.
Yeah, you're the harbingers.
Yes.
The harbingers.
All right, we've got Becky, Betsy, Betty, Chris, Kilo, Connie, Dana, Erna, Estella, Jennifer, Carla, Katura, also known as Ketra.
Ketura.
I think it's Ketra.
It's Ketura.
Lori, Lydia, Marguerite, Nancy, Pia, Marta just popped in there, I believe. Sophia, Sherry Black Dog Design, Star Traveler, that's Linda, Sue Davis, Susan Bill U, Susan Edens. Hello, Susan. I think new Susan. Love our Susans.
We do.
We do. The whole bucket. That is Cheryl. Wendy, or hello, you are new. I know, it's a little weird. I think some of our people are like, oh, yeah, Wednesday, because we're streaming every day this week. You moved your lamp. That's what you did. I was like,
yeah,
why?
Did.
Why?
And you aren't giving me that one. That's the blue light.
Well, there. That's a little better. Good golly. Sorry.
Oh.
No, y'all.
Do you want me to bring this one down a little bit?
No,
more?
I want you to leave it alone, and I want you to push it back over there and not see. When you put the light right on you, you glow. Like you turn into kind of this little ghosty.
Is that better?
Orb. You orb yourself.
I'm a ghosty orb.
I mean, she has moments, that's for sure.
Oh, did you notice the scarves?
Hey, Eddie.
Scarves today. I'll talk about scarves.
Hey, Mimi.
Are you finished helloing?
I think so.
Okay, I have to show you this because I think this is such a, well, look at Mariah's. And I have a shirt that absolutely matches that
I tried to get
bright,
fluff right.
orangey, pinky, corally color there. I don't really look good in that, but I don't really care sometimes. It makes me happy to wear it and screw everybody else.
There you go.
Yeah, that's basically my operating.
It's when she's orbing.
I'm orbing. Okay, I have to talk about, all right, I'm ready.
Okay. Oh, that's all right. All right.
I'm ready.
Done the business. We're moving topside. Fantastic.
Okay. So here are, I'll talk about the colors first because that's probably what you're really interested in.
Kuretake.
So here we go. We've got, and I did all these on Bocking Ford HP white.
Hey, Sherry.
I need to have, I want to talk about the papers, but not
right now.
Right now.
Okay.
So don't let me forget. Okay? Don't let me, it's your job, Mariah.
Papers, y'all.
Papers, y'all. Okay. So here's the graphite red, the graphite yellow, violet. The G stands for graphite on all these. I guess y'all probably got that by now. And the brown, the green, and the slate, or blue. All right, now that's the Bocking Ford. This is textured, so this is hot press. 140 pound. This is the HP in white. And I think, isn't that what we have today?
So right now, the main stuff that I cut up was the Bocking Ford hot press.
Hot press.
Which is 140 pound, 300 GSM.
Okay, so this is cold press. Cold press is the wavy stuff.
Bumpy.
Okay, here we go. All right, my first little thing out of but this is kind of cool because you can see what happens when you use it, really hard and heavy. It's really dark, but it tints out to that wonderful kind of pinky brown. And yellow, the violet.
Can you hold that up into the screen just a little further up?
Sure.
Now scoot it towards your brayer off. Perfect. There you guys go. Nice. And that was good that you had both the Bocking Ford.
I wanted to show the textured and the
hot press and cold press.
And cold press.
And CP sounds for cold press because I was like,
I had room up there, and I don't really use that for mixing anyway because I've got my little hootie doos here.
And you heard about that Bocking Ford paper by what video? Do you remember?
I don't. I did mention it before.
Yeah, we've mentioned it before. Just don't remember.
Just look at the other watercolor video that we did and you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
All right, I'm showing you this because it's had its innards removed.
Hi, Isabel.
The box, that's my only complaint about this. But it's not really a big deal changer. It comes in this cute little box, and I kept it because I think I'm going to make it into a little shadow box there. God. I don't know.
Maybe.
It's a cool little box. It could just be make it into a little, ring tray.
Yes.
Yeah. But I loved it. And I love the examples on the back. Look at those.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to do some leafy stuff today. I was going to do rocks, and rocks is just too complicated. It takes too long, and we only have 2 days. And remember, before we worked on watercolor
I'll change that on the one tomorrow.
Week.
We should do a watercolor week.
We should, because I could definitely do something different every single day.
Maybe over the summer or something. Yeah.
And sometimes I worry about this, and I really want everybody to know that all of the mediums that I use here, they're not sacrosanct just for, I'm not a purist by any means. Not at all.
Always just know there's that disclaimer.
So
she's a mixed media watercolorist.
Those of you who are, diehard purist watercolors, colorists, you're just going to be sadly disappointed here because
it's a lot like her crocheting. It's freeform.
It's freeform. It's freeform. Okay.
Oh, good golly.
All right, I've got to talk about...
Hold on.
What?
You freaked out the camera.
I did?
Yeah. Hold on. See if that works. That didn't work. 1 second.
I might need to trim that just ever so slightly.
Here, I'm going to put you in there, and then I'm going to... That's really trippy, isn't it?
What?
There we go. Sometimes it just needs a little nudge. It kind of it dozes off, and I don't know. I can't explain why it does.
Are we back?
We're back.
Okay. All right. So I bought this. It's called Sticky Sided Magnetic Tape.
Yes.
I just opened these back up, and they'd kind of sit about.
And I think that a lot of this is in the in the Amazon, in our little Amazon shop that we say these are the products that we've purchased and like and all that. I think I even have the tape. I think.
Okay, so it's really marvelous stuff. There's a little lip around the edge of the Kuretake, And these are full pan. You can see they're a lot bigger. I'll show you my, I think these are a quarter pan. And these are the, I may pull some of those in today to colorate.
Colorate.
Okay, so.
It's when you color things and tolerate it.
Yeah, that's right. And it makes it more better. My case is me. Okay, here we go. So, magnetic box. Box is metal, okay? Don't get a plastic box and expect these to stick. Unless they're sticky on both sides and not just one. Magnetic sticky tape. All right, this is how it came from the factory. All these little jobbers that I have up here, which are stuck down with magnetic tape.
The magnets work.
Yeah, the magnets work. Were inside of this thing here. Now, this is the other mixing thing that I take out of there. Simply because it's a pain in the patootie, and I don't. Sometimes I will stick it back in to protect it.
Yeah.
If I have sticky stuff on my...
Jennifer wants to know, is it a characteristic of this brand to always be subtle hues? I don't necessarily think so. I just think in this particular graphite set that it's like more earth tones, if that's kind of what you're asking.
Yeah, it's just a specialty color set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think Kuretake has, like, you know, all the
they
bright
have all
colors
kinds of
and
stuff, yeah.
whatever you want. Probably even have the pearly ones.
Yeah, I'd rather imagine that they do. And these do have a bit of a you can tell some of these down here. And it's not like, whoa, but they do have a little bit of a glimmer, should I say, if you use them really thick. But anyway, I love them. And, yeah.
Let's move along.
Okay, so here this is white 140 pound satin finish.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. Is that what I'm using today?
Yes.
Okay. The reason I really like that
Why does this keep...
is because if I decide to come back in and do, say, colored pencils, which, you know, I do that. If I decide to print them, if I decide to stencil on them with a, sorry, my nose is just itching like crazy. Like, you need a smooth surface if you want the stencil, you know, even if you're pointing. Because remember when I was doing a lot of pointing, when I did the leaf papers for flowers.
Right.
And I made the stem things and everything, and did a lot of that stuff. It just works better if your surface is flat for the most part. Now, you may want it textured, and it works just fine. But if you want to get your linear design to show up, it's best to use the smooth paper. Hot press, not cold press. Okay. Now, one says it's non-white, and the other one is white. I don't notice a whole hill of beans difference.
Yeah.
But anyway, they say that, so I'm telling you that. Okay, let's talk about brushes real quick. You have specialty brushes, which are these really, 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 really pointed brushes, and I don't know what they're called. There's probably a name for them. You have fan brushes. You have flats. You have rounds. You have... I love these. If I have a big piece of paper and I want to start off with it wet on wet, these brushes are fabulous for that because they're soft, they hold a lot of water, and you can get your water on there quickly. Probably won't be using those today. This is one of those knife brushes that I had Mariah. I already got a wiggly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't high dollar by any means. But I think they're called saber.
Yeah.
Saber tip. And then this one, which I absolutely love. Look at it.
That's a dagger.
This is a dagger. I love this brush. It's just, it does things that I want it to do. It's wobbly. And it just feels like someone's hair. Soft hair. this is stiff. And this, I don't know, there's a word for it. It's how you define your brush by how, whatever. So we'll be using those today. I keep those little jobbers out here because I do love to come in and do some detail work with those. All right, before we start, I want to show you something that I've already done. Because I have used, I couldn't, when I set up the watercolors, I couldn't just put them back in there and leave them.
Let them be.
Yeah. So, and I didn't write on these, of course, but this is texture. You can tell.
Yeah. So it's one of the, and is it thick? No.
Pretty thick. See?
Not that thick.
Not
Because that
that
one is really thick.
So these are just some flower forms that I was messing about with, and I actually signed this one, so I must like it.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I'm very proud of this one. That might be in our giveaway today. We'll put that in the giveaway.
Okay.
Okay, here, now this is smooth.
Hello, Gerald.
Look at that fingerprint over there. Golly.
And Gerald, the package has arrived. Your birthday stuff is going to be given out on your birthday. I feel that's right.
Well, we should just do a little package a day because it might be overload.
I was kind of thinking about that a little bit.
Because, I mean, you know, we want to do something else. We're working on our collage.
All right, well, here, this will be some incentive for you. Move along. If you have enough time at the end, I'll bring you up a present.
God, I feel so manipulated.
Let her earn her birthday presents.
Okay, now, this is what I want to show you about this brush. You can get those little bitty, all of these were done with this one, with the floppy brush. Where is it? And we'll get into that a little bit more. I don't know what I feel like painting today, but we're just going to go for it and not worry about that so much.
Okay.
Basically, what you need to do before you start, oh, God, I've got clean water, one clean water, and this is relatively clean.
Yeah, no. It could be the
Is
jar.
you need to put a little bit of water in each one of these, and as I recall, it takes a little bit for them to solubilize.
And Becky, the part of it has arrived.
Yeah, she's been holding out all of that stuff on me. I haven't.
I tell you, it's been a little stressful trying to, get to all the packages and things and look at the mail because Castle gets the mail. You've gotten some cards and things.
Yes.
But I think you've told everybody that you...
I did.
Okay.
I did. All right. See what happens to this brush when you wet it? This is why you can get those lovely little thin lines, and then you flop it down, and you got big ones. I mean, it's some magical stuff. That's all I can say. All right, you don't really need to see that part of it. I'm going to see if I can squeeze that in there.
Yeah, I like it
I
lined
had
up.
Mariah make these. This is a little smaller than I like to work with, but I really wanted to be able to use these for something else other than just, whatever. All right, we're going to go down here with our...
Julie? That sort of thing happens around here too, Carla.
It's almost like calligraphy.
Mm-hmm. No, not the big part. I think that comes
Isn't
today.
that just magical?
That's lovely. And that was all just, you didn't...
One brush.
One brush, but, and no, like, wet on wet or anything like that. You
No.
didn't put any water down, okay.
Right on the surface. Right on the surface. So this is a fabulous, fabulous, lovely, lovely brush for that. And I'm always very grateful because Mariah got this, I think, for my birthday last year.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I got you booze this year.
And I haven't even needed it.
I know.
All right, this is an old sheet that I tore up. I was really sad to have it go because I loved it. My husband calls them the Carhartt of sheets. Okay, we're going to try to get just a little twiggy mass here.
Twiggy mass.
Twiggy mass using the green.
Oh, very nice. I do like these colors.
I do too. And one of the things of doing this kind of watercolor where you're really you're focusing on brush strokes. You're that's what you're going for. You're not going for something detailed and whatever. And Mariah,
Right.
you're gonna have to cut up some more paint.
Really?
Paper.
Well,
I'm going through this like a.
Oh, booger boo.
I just have to remember which one is my clean water and which one is my dirty water.
Well,
Okay, put the dirty water up front. Maybe I'll remember.
as long as you don't mix it up with
Okay.
your coffee. That's...
So, let's think about the colors that we've got here and what we might be able to do with it. We've got this one graphite green, which actually I didn't even, it's not green per se. It's more of a
Which one are you?
slate.
What are you talking about? The one on the end there?
This
That
one.
Yeah, I would call that, if you were going by like crayons, it would be the forest green. Because it has a little bit of,
Spruce.
yeah, a little bit of that blue
Yeah.
tint to
And
it.
then this down here that they call yellow, that's what I used for my stem and leaf.
Right, which is more like an army green.
Right. All right, let's just work on getting some different kinds of petal designs here.
Would you like to stick with the hot press, or do you want me to give you some
I
other?
would.
Okay.
I very much would. And what I'm going to do at the end here is I'm going to take some of this paper and I'm going to use some of the cold press that has more tooth to it, more texture. And I'm going to put some of the mediums on it so that when we do the watercolor, you're going to be able to see what happens when you've blocked out an area.
Right, because we're going to be doing more tomorrow.
Yes, this is day 1 of watercolor.
Okay.
Yes, that is very true.
Do you want me to just cut you more of that size versus of the little bit bigger there, or what? Because it would be nice if I could just cut this into 4.
I think that'd be great.
Wonderful.
I would go for that. Okay, so let's just talk about this for a minute. You can either start with your stems or you can hook your flowers up with your stems later. It's totally, what works for you.
I'm kind of after. Because that way you can really focus on your flower, and then you can put the stem where it sort of makes more sense.
This is true. And certainly, yeah, you can. But I'm going to start with the stem, and I'm going to...
I know it's backwards. But it's the Bocking Ford hot press. And I don't know that I have these particular ones listed. I can't remember. I know there was a discussion about it. I don't know if I have that listed in our Amazon shop or not. Yeah.
And, the thing about it is just when you do these, if you just take and go in different directions all of a sudden, it seems more natural.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dadgummit, that wasn't a lot of paint on that.
Gerald agrees about the after the flower.
The after flowers?
After the stem.
After the stems? I agree. Here's the thing. You have to be patient because I'm going to let this dry and then I'm going to come back and do the flowers. Because right now, if I accidentally hit that, it's going to muck up the flower totally. And I want these really pale, the graphite red little blossoms. I'm just going to stay with that. So we'll put that over there. Hopefully that's going to dry. You can't use your heat dryer on this because you want your graphite. One of the beauties of the graphite is it settles, and it settles out. And if you hair dry it with the wire, you're just going to be spreading it around and it's going to run. Can you see how it does that? Granulates out. That's really what attracted me to these in the first place. They aren't quite as, and I want to try to use all of these, so I'm just going to. This brush will hold a lot, but what you do need to do if you want that to start off with that really nice sharp point, you need to kind of blot it off.
Right.
Because otherwise it's going to blob out there. I'm just making a fanciful shape here.
I love a fanciful shape.
And you can see this is the green. And it's, as Mariah says, it's sprucey. And I'm going to show you the tiny fine lines that you can get.
I'm going to try to add that stuff to the shop right now, y'all.
You can come into your puddle. You can pull it out. Reminiscent, sort of, maybe pine needles. I don't know. Pricklies. All with one brush.
Very nice.
So if you are going to get a brush and you want because you don't have one that you feel like does what you want it to do, this is it. And Mariah, this is a Princeton Dagger Neptune 1/2 inch. I love this size. You can go smaller. I don't have a smaller one in this, but this was expensive. Right, Mariah? You bought it for me.
It wasn't too pricey. I mean, it was, I think, about $17 if I remember correctly.
Okay.
I mean, that's
kind of
price.
mid price. I mean, you can get them for $40, $50, just depending. Now, I bought a set, and I should talk about this because I do love these. These are the Jack Richardson. No, this one isn't. This is a Bestie Filbert Rake. That's what this is called. But it's really, really, you can see it's flat, and then you can get it into it makes nice. I will probably use this to make my little flower blossoms with, because it's wonderful when you press it down, you get a nice, I don't know, maybe I'll use that one. What is this one? This one's a Richardson. I just know because see the two out there? Jack Richardson, Finest Pure Kolinsky, and it is made in Russia. And I've had these for quite a while, so I don't even know if they're still available. I got them in a lovely set with their own little cloth brush holder hoodie-doo thing. Okay, that was fun. Now, let's do a little wet on wet. We don't need quite that.
Okay, so I have added both the cold press and the hot press balking board to the shop.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, so we're going to do just some water out here. Hither and yon, and I don't know if you can see it. It's not tons of water, just some. And then I'm going to come in with a very concentrated. We're going to go with this graphite, this blue mixture here. And I'm going to try to find where my water is. And I don't have to always come in and have it, but I need to have it be, I want some of the water to pull in and really do the water action business. Because you see what we've got going on there? That's really what I want.
Okay. Hello, Apple. And hello, Trisha Dewey. Hello to all of you that have come in. Sorry, I was looking at the, I was fixing up the shop. But do say hello in the chat. Give us those pinky hello hands. Let us know you're here so we can say hello to you. And then give those thumbsy upsies if you haven't already. We're doing watercolor today. Hello, Gina. Hello, Connie. I didn't say hello already.
I've been watching a Japanese soap opera.
You finished all of the Korean ones?
Well, I kind of ran out of ones that I like. I don't particularly like. I don't like all the Korean ones. I just like some of them. And the thing about it is, and if I have lots of stuff on there, I just kind of pull it off.
Well, they can't see that part.
Oh, I just take my fingers and just,
there you go,
kind of
squeeze it
off. Okay. Okay, so we haven't used violet yet. Let's use some violet.
Thank you, Eddie. And I did that. That's where I added the paper too.
But I've been watching them do calligraphy.
Oh yeah.
On this. And one of the comments was, "Oh, your calligraphy is becoming very expressive."
We need a shirt like that. Your art's becoming very expressive.
And we were talking about texture.
We did a lot of talking.
And whatnot, and how you achieve texture. And we talked about different kinds of lines. And how different kinds of lines are meaningful in different ways. And something like this can be the start of whatever you want it to be. Sometimes I just really, I like drawing that little frame business around there.
It says look here.
Containing it.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Candy. No worries.
And even later, if I want to come in, I let this dry. I gel plate it with a clear whatever. I can do some different things on here. And this can become a little small collage.
And those of you that aren't familiar with, but Trisha Dewey, she was here earlier. I don't know if she's still here, but she'll do things like that, scans them in, turns them digital, prints them out, tears them up. Then so it's this whole organic kind of taking your own art, and that's a lot of like what we do here at PM Artist Studio, and we have for years, because like if you think about the printable sets and how we're talking about how many of those designs started out as the little rubber stamps, and then the rubber stamps turned into these stencils, and then the stencils turn into other papers, and it's very, is it cyclical? Like the cycle,
yeah.
Oh, Candy says Derwent makes some awesome, some wonderful graphite watercolors too. Hello, Colleen. You snuck in there on me. Oh, and now I see your pinky. Hello, Aaron. I like this kind of. It's like a moody brown.
It really honestly is. It's really
It's not brown. It's not black. It's not red.
In its most concentrated form,
it's almost black.
It becomes very much. That could be a nut.
Hello, Tammy. I think you snuck in there on me, too. Apple asks, is it Mars Violet?
It's graphite red.
Graphite red.
That's what it is. Could be a mango.
Mm-hmm. No worries, Carrie. If you need to go to bed,
okay.
Go, take a...
Oh, Carrie's with us?
Yeah. But he's taking a little 5-minute break. I mean, he works all the time. Exactly. Gina says you can use your sepia or your indigo in like a regular watercolor set. And you could probably mix some to definitely get to these. Takes a little bit.
You can see the different variations of your value here that you can actually get, just amount of water, pressure. There, I think that's quite lovely.
I like it.
One of the things about doing this kind of freeform watercolor is you really just need to know when it's time to stop and just... that's why one of the things I learned when I was teaching children, don't give them a great big piece of paper. Give them a whole bunch of smaller pieces of paper and they go through them like, through a fan. But
they don't overwork it.
They don't worry about, just killing it with detail. They're ready for another piece of paper.
Yeah.
And I would chop up, I give each kid, maybe 20 pieces of paper for, 45 minutes. That way they didn't feel like that they had to. Now that is not to say once they got proficient at the technique process, then I would give them a larger piece of paper, and they could create a composition.
Hi, Jasper. Hi, Lisa.
Yeah. Okay, let's do a little. Let's see what happens when we mix up some colors up here.
That is true, Paula. The graphite ones do have a different quality. They have that kind of granulation. There we go. I was going to say grittiness. That's the technical term.
Now this is mixing.
Wonderful. Dana ordered her brush.
She ordered the brush.
They're having brush envy, I guess. It is a good brush. And hey, actually it's $14. I think it was $17 when I bought it. But that was 2 years ago, and I'm sure that there was probably some, hike up due to, supply chain or some, whatever.
Oh, I quite like that. And that's what I mixed up out here with the green and the violet.
Yeah.
Okay, dunsies.
And that's the thing. Seriously, keep it simple. Do not overwork. Watercolor is one of those very temperamental, it's one or two brush strokes away from being a hot mess.
It really honestly is. And I know that I've told that story before about takes two people to do a watercolor. One to actually do the painting and somebody else to hit them over the head when it's done. Okay, I'm going to take some of the and that's why I don't, is that in the frame there? It just barely is, isn't it?
Yeah. And if you went sideways, yeah, there you
If I
go.
went to a horizontal.
A little landscaping.
Landscaping. Okay, let's do a little landscaping. And can you see where I'm mixing up here in my little things that I prepared? Okay, so I've got some red in there. I've got some green in there. It just has a whole bunch of colors. You're just going to have to pay attention because I don't know. Oh.
Don't sneeze.
I have a tickly spot in my nose. Okay, I just put a little bit more of the... But what I really liked with that last one is how it kind of oozed out, and there were areas where...
Don't do it.
There were areas where you could see one color and you could see another color. And I like that. And that's why I say, mix your own colors.
Oh, Sissy says the sneeze would make it wet on wet. True that. And Eddie says that that's how he lives his life, is 2 strokes away from a hot mess. So he could make that into a shirt too.
I just, I love this brush so much. Because I can just really, I mean, look at that. You've got that big old fat brush up there. It's just totally loaded. And you can just do all kinds, you can reestablish some darks in there. And you have to know that wherever you have those puddles, you have a chance of them drying faster in some areas than in others. And that's the beauty of it. I love those little areas that have the little, there's a word for it. Come on, watercolor people. Blooming.
Blooming.
I like blooms. Now, some watercolor people think that,
You just call that playing in the puddle.
The blooming is not a desirable.
Oh, it's not a technique?
It's not a desirable happenstance.
It's a lack of knowing what you're doing.
Yeah. It's considered a... see where it's blooming there? I think that that's quite nice. And these watercolors, the granulation part of it, lends it to that, itself to that anyway. So I just really think that...
Well, one of the things I think, but Jennifer's asking, what are some of the indicators of something is done? Overworking could mean there's enough water down there. Like, it's just all going to start mixing up together. Especially if you're putting multiple colors down. You kind of want to think about it in terms of like how we gel print. Or even this is why like the batiking, gel printing, and anything that has transparent layers kind of comes into play and helps you build your toolbox of understanding that, hey, it may need a minute, you need to let it dry. Because then you're going to be able to come back and hold color in those areas. But if you just keep working it, it will all just become a hot, wet, muddy mess.
It will. And it in watercolor, I think it's really important to follow less is more.
Yeah.
It's not more is more. And I'm a more is more kind of person.
Yeah.
I
This is where you just need more paper.
Yes.
Move on to, if you want to keep doing the thing, do it. Just do it on a different piece of paper.
Yeah. That's why. Cut up a whole bunch of them.
Yes.
So that you don't feel concerned that you need to get it all on one. I'm feeling the portrait position more than the landscape position.
Okay.
All right, let's get... I've been kind of... This brown here isn't very exciting brown.
Oh, that way. Yeah, you really haven't used it. It's been neglected. She finally met a brown that didn't get her going.
There we go.
That's good to know, Jasper. That's good to know.
All right, we've got some nice brown spots there.
I like that.
And the thing is, when you're starting and you're doing your watercolor, it's really important just to play and muss about and not worry about, what it is and what it needs to be, etc., etc.
But as you are playing, here's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, be aware of what's happening. Be aware of your composition. I don't like 2, so I'm going to make 3.
It kind of looks like a little cockroach dancing.
Trotting across the thing.
Or sneezing.
Or sneezing.
Achoo!
And look at that. You can really get some good direct. This is a good one, Mariah.
Yeah, for you, yes. We've now found your spatterer.
And just, make some random marks here, hither and yon.
Oh, Eddie.
And the thing about it is if you can just free your spirit up enough to say, it's just paper, I'm learning something. What did I notice there? Oh, spatter marks. Well, I made this brown more agreeable to me by adding some, I think it was violet, I don't know. I believe it was. And I've got my water up here. You notice I put little bits of water up there. Thing about it is I'm getting to the point where
I'm telling you, you need to stop.
All right. Oh, look at that. Look at that swoopy.
Mm-hmm. It's like a double swoop.
One last little...
How things turned in chat.
What is it?
Just Eddie.
The hardest part of watercolor is not getting too dark fast. I disagree with that. And I understand that's the reigning. My feeling about it is I'm not going for prissy watercolors.
Yeah.
I don't do prissy. I'm just like, you just get in there and just get that color on there. And
I would like to interject for just a moment. Being one of her very first students in elementary school, she did keep it pristine. And it was like, but I think after you teach children for a long time, you kind of go with, all right, let's just build some skills. Let's play. And not get too crazy about like keeping those colors pristine and precise. And that's why the watercolor play that he does now, and it's a lot more freeing and also lends itself to the whole mixed media experience versus a very technical and with more precision, I guess, is really.
And the whole idea is if you, and I'm coming at this because really a lot of my experience in watercolor has been more of in a Japanese technique where how you load your brush up is how you get your darks and lights right off the bat. And the way that you do that is you start off and you put water, and then you have a medium one, and then at the very last you touch that concentrated paint so that you get that, you have that ability to...
Oh, but see, Jasper, that's why I say that. She says, Patricia, I say that because in watercolor it looks pretty when you work light to dark, because once it goes, you can't get the light back.
You can't, and that is an excellent point.
But that's why we are mixed media artists, and yes, you can, because you can put gesso over it, or light and fluffy.
It's like I told you, my life changed after I had discovered gesso.
But yes, in true watercolor, that is very true.
That is true. Again, that's not, it's like crocheting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know how to crochet.
Mm-hmm.
But what I do know how to do is I know how to do one stitch, and I can change that stitch up and make it my own.
Yes.
That's when I enjoy something. If I'm having to follow somebody else's rules and prescriptive, boy, does that take the joy out of it. And I just think all those hardcore watercolor people, I do think you can learn something from them. And yes, there is a certain amount of discipline that you have to have. But the whole thing is,
and if that works for you, that's how you are.
You make it so prescriptive that it suddenly becomes
stressful.
Stress, absolute stress. Then what's the point?
Yeah.
Now, if that's your gig, I say yay.
Yeah, and if you find joy in that precision, that's awesome.
Yeah. La-di-da-di-doo-dah. Go for it.
That's not her. Wasn't me either.
I didn't.
She stressed
mean
me
that.
out.
I didn't mean that mean. I meant that.
Yes.
If that pleases you, I want you to do that.
Yeah.
I am here for the people who that does not please, and who really are interested in learning something, but they don't want to. Now, which one of those things was I dipping into? Oh well, what difference does it make? I think that was my last little dip there.
Yeah.
Dippity doo dah. And really, a lot of times, when I'm doing these kind of watercolors, I want to have that. I'm actually drawing right now more than I'm watercoloring.
Yeah. That's why this was a spin-off off of why we talked about mark making yesterday, and this lead into mark making in watercolor.
The graphite colors were more of a graphic design thing rather than a watercolor. Yeah. We're going to do some real watercolors tomorrow, and we will follow your philosophy of going from light to dark. But that's not what we're doing today.
I like this.
I just, okay.
You should leave it alone.
Yeah. I've got maybe petals, maybe leaves, maybe it's a pod. It just has to, it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be something. I think once you get past that, I think, okay, I'm an hour in.
Yeah. Time flies. Sorry, I didn't.
These little jobbers are really good because then you don't have to muss your brush up and lose a lot of your... I just like to have some extra water out there in case I want to
Hello, Glenda.
come in with something. I need to check my... Okay, branches are almost done except for one little blob down at the bottom.
And a lot of times what she also likes to do with these is come back with a colored pencil. Because that really is piece style, is this is just step one, layer one, getting things started.
It is. And there's just, when I say play with it, I really mean that. I mean, just...
This is kind of like a...
I think that gesturally speaking,
Pine
you've got
coney.
a lot of stuff going on there. You can come back and doodle on top of this. You can come back in and add some watercolor details with your little teeny tiny brush here. But to get this started here and to just get that energy on that paper, I think it's really important.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm really running out of room to put stuff over here.
Well, do you want me to move things, or what do you want
we're gonna do some ATCs that I want to gel plate on.
Wonderful.
So I'm going to clean that brush off, and that's what one of the other things I like about the watercolor is that and you will notice I always wash my brush out before I start. hard lesson learned. Yeah. Okay. We'll leave that flat and let it dry. Now we're going to come in with one of the smaller. Oh, I just had it there. What did I do with it? Oh, maybe I put it out here. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay, this is, I don't know what, this is a, also, but it comes to a point in the middle. I can tell you right now, I'm turning these. These are not, you can tell because this is plastic. But these, I don't know. I like them.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are the, I think we have these in the Amazon store too, because a lot of people asked about this and it came in a set. And I think I found the one that was closest to it, because we had gotten these in Baltimore from Zandra and they didn't have the exact set, but then they had one that was like a little bit bigger and then, you know, some that were like less. So I went, I think, with the one that had a few more brushes in it. They're very reasonably priced. So it's kind of one of those things. Oh, there we go. Thanks, Mo. And there's a link to the shop, and I'm pretty sure that I have a couple of different, and that dagger brush that P was using earlier is in there as well, if you want to check it out. See, I knew if I gave her some ATC sizes, she would still work on. She's like, I don't want to work on those. Those are too little. And I'm like, well, you never know. It'll be fine.
Yeah, they are a little.
A little.
A little.
little.
But that's the only thing I have room for over here.
Yes.
So it really worked out well to do the big ones first. And now we're working on these. Okay. Where's my clear water there? Okay. That's good.
Yeah. Candy says she thinks that one's called cat's tongue.
Pardon?
Cat's tongue.
Oh.
That would make sense. Oh, shorter. Oh, Marguerite says cat's tongue is a little shorter bristle. Yep.
I don't know what it is. I just know that I like it.
What does it say on it?
It doesn't say anything.
Yeah, it does.
Says Jin Bowen. Number 63386.
I think it's
okay. So I've got that wet stuff out there.
There is a giveaway today. We will do that here in just a moment.
And I have
it's
my
the other
own
500 of people.
Own personal giveaway. That I'm glad that you said something because I'm going to do something.
We will do that with the people that are here in the chat only. We'll do it that way. We'll do it with Nightbot. I'll queue up Nightbot.
Okay. How many people do we have?
All right. That's a good question, too. 1 second. Let me answer that for you. We got 67 folks here.
Oh, no, there were 93 while ago.
Oh, 93. We have 67 likes. Those of you that have come in, give those thumbsy upsies. Come on now.
All right, yeah. Now you're gonna be happy that you stayed till the end, because if you're still there at the end, I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do.
Joan says you can't imagine how many brushes I have purchased thinking the brush will expand my talent, which is lacking.
Yeah.
Oh, Joan. But they're fun.
I do understand that. All right, so I bought this little journal.
She's also a connoisseur of brushes, a collector.
I am. I have.
A lover.
I
brushes.
literally have hundreds of brushes that, I buy them whenever I see them on sale. And the thing is some of these brushes that I have are 30, 40 years old.
Some are older than me. They've been around, like I remember them as a kid.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I bought this little journal with the intentions that it was something that I would really like to do.
It looks like it's not even been
It hasn't even been opened. It's lovely. It's leather.
Oh, it's fancy.
It's fancy. And the thing about it is what I thought I would do.
She also loves a little book.
I do. But I have literally,
I have drawers. We have a thing. I've acquired her thing about little books and little thing. You know, you're like, ooh, that one will be fun, and I can make notes and I can write things in it and I can do this. But then it's like, I mean,
yeah. What I'm going to do is every day that I do watercolor, I'm going to do a page in here. Tomorrow at the end of the stream,
we'll give that one away.
We're going to give it away.
Oh, wow, with the little artwork in it. Look
with
at
a
you.
little artwork already in it, in its pristine form. So what I'm going to do today is, and I really, I don't care to work in journals. I'm going to leave this in here so that,
yeah.
Or if Mariah,
yeah.
I purchased it on Amazon. It was on sale. The watercolor paper is really quite lovely. It's stitched. You can see it's stitched right here.
Mm-hmm.
And when you open it up, I think you probably should go to the center. Then you should work out.
Hey, Deb.
So that you can, your pages will lie more flat. Because you know how it is when you're building a book. They don't want to lie flat. And I'm going to put a piece of, I'm going to leave this for the inscription. This page right here.
Or you could put it in that front cover part.
Yeah, I could. But this front piece here isn't watercolor paper. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Beat
that makes
this
sense.
down.
It's no longer pristine.
It's no longer pristine.
You don't have to feel precious about it.
You don't have to feel precious about it. Just know that you need to use it or I'll be angry.
Oh, Deb, yeah, and I think that's kind of what's going on with the other camera over here is it probably needs an update, and that's why it's throwing little fits. But hey, fingers crossed. Or actually, it's been good. It had 2 little fits, and then it's been good since.
Everything's okay?
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there at the very beginning, but I had to nudge it twice.
We're going to do some. I'll do some little.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think we're all this group is they are all lovers of little books, and
yeah, I figured that they probably were.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm doing here is I watch this person. I wrote it down, Mariah.
Where at?
I don't know.
But she did write it down.
That I wanted to refer to today.
Did you put it on a little note around here?
I don't know. I'll find her, though.
Okay.
What she did is she did these little squares. And then she just left them alone. And then the next time she went over them, and of course hers were perfectly nice little
I could have been
squares. Obviously mine aren't nice little squares, but I am going to try to get this one up here before it changes out on me. And I want them light enough that I can show you something tomorrow. Okay, let's see. We've got green. We've got...
That's funny. You're so both. She says little books, notebooks, journals. Yes, I'm an enabler. She put the link to because yes, there are the ones that are in the shop that we've bought multiple times. Because I will say, like the spiral bound ones, they're really nice because you can pull the papers out and it's not like, you're wrecking the sewn in pages of a book. That's one of the reasons I like the spiral bound journals or that sort of thing. And then one of the other things that we like to do is like once pieces of artwork are complete, then binding those into a completed book. But working in a book is a whole other tricky situation. And I struggle with some of that with the ones that I do kind of have going. And I'm always afraid that things are going to kind of, if I'm working on one thing, it's going to mess up another because that has happened.
One of the things that really bothers me when I watch people, they try to get their thing all smooth and whatnot. And as far as I'm concerned, that's really not what watercolor is about. Okay, I'm going to do one long jobber on the end here.
Remember, this is, life according to P.
Yes.
Yes. The opinions and ideas expressed here on PM Artist Studio are mainly that of P. Not always by
I
management.
wanted these to all be perfect little squares out here, but we can see how that's going, and that wouldn't have been me. Oh,
Yeah.
hell no. I really like to have the, oh, and this is lovely, lovely granulation that's happening there. I'm very pleased with that.
Okay, do you want me to, I'll move that over here so it doesn't.
Yes, would you please? And I think that the paper's good enough that it's going, oh, I was looking across there.
Yeah, I
and
know you were.
moved on me.
I'm quick.
I was just going to hand it across the Great Divide.
Yeah, I didn't think that was a very good idea because sometimes we got to maneuver through things.
So then what I'm going to do when those little things dry is I'm going to draw little leaves in them tomorrow. And then inside the leaves, I'm going to paint with some other colors so that you can see how they interact with each other. But you can also kind of maybe get some ideas for things that you can do inside of your journals or for your ATCs or whatever. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so let's do a giveaway here for a second. So we're gonna do the giveaway for that at the end.
At the end tomorrow. And you have to be present. There's no...
Right, we'll do it with Nightbot. So it'll be, you know, chat only. You must be present. Chat only.
If you're not here, you're not going to get it. And you know what? I might give it away, like maybe not at the end.
Oh, we'll get her teasing y'all.
I'm just going to be real cryptic about that.
Okay, and we do have this at the end today. So that's that. And then we have the two... So let's see, because I want to do, I think tomorrow we'll do like all kind of chat giveaway situation. Today we're going to do the other 5x7, which is going to be the other 500 comments. So let me get that queued up. Kind of situation. 1 second here. Okay. I got Nightbot queued up, but I got to get my other one queued up. So what are you doing there? Just more little cards?
Yeah, I sometimes it's hard for me to talk when I'm really getting into it.
Okay, and if y'all just give me 1 second, because then I can pull the rest of these. So I'm going to 501.
I really love these brushes that you can load them up and you can just keep going.
Load and go.
That you don't have to keep, you know, re-upping. Re-upping your paint.
We're very technical around here. Okie dokie. I don't know why that looks so weird, but it does. Because it's a lot of names. So let me turn on the wheel. There we go. A little click to spin. And it's so funny because this gets the computer, like, I don't know if y'all hear the little fan come on, but the wheel gets it going. Acme! Yay! All right, Acme. I don't think I saw her here today, but Acme. Oh, and you wanted to talk about papers.
I do want to talk about papers. Okay. Let me just finish my cards up here.
Okay. Hiding that.
Okay, now do you see what I have, that dark color out there? Now I can come in and I can pull things out.
Writing that down.
This is a wet brush. A wet brush.
It is. It's very drippy looking over there. Oh, is that? Oh, Acme! Yay! Good. All right. Email me, Acme, and let me know. Just kind of remind me and give me your address. I think I have it, but just to be sure.
Okay. Now, I want to show you something, and I don't really. I'll just use paper towels. They'll be fine.
Now, since you're here, I will ask you: do you want the 5x7, or would you rather? I'll let you pick. Since you're here.
Oh yeah.
Or do you want the little shapes? You can pick. Let me know.
Okay, you know, what I would do to this is I would take it to the bathroom sink. Okay? There's never something you can't save. Well, because of gesso.
There's gesso.
So, I don't really, and I should have another thing down here so I can be picking up some of this residual
Hi, Yonka.
here. And this tech, and I discovered this totally by accident, I assure you. That's what most of my life is reacting and whatever. But when you put that down really hard and heavy, and then you let it sit, and this is really, you know, I wish I could tell you the exact amount of time, but it's totally temperature and atmospheric dependent.
Planetary alignment.
When it's going to. But you're going to get different stuff going on out there than if you just tried to put that down lightly. Can you see what's happening there? Where I've drugged the brush through it, you're getting textural effects that you would not otherwise be getting. Okay, I'm going to consider that one done. And look at this. Oh, this is just absolutely wonderful.
Oh, yeah, she's really good at that, Candy.
What?
Denise Love, and I was thinking she might have been the one that you saw with the squares, or there's another one that I just can't remember, and it comes across on the feed and stuff. I don't watch a ton of watercolor, so I don't get a lot of those videos. But yeah, she's pretty funny. She's kind of like you with just the, you know, let's put some stuff down and see what happens.
Okay, now we talked about granulation, but this is when you really get to see it. Can you see what's happening out there? How that's separating out? Well, that wouldn't separate out if you were just using one color. So if you want to get really great granulation effects, you've got to, okay, let's just go ahead.
I think it highlights the granulating ability of the paint.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll just take that, and then we're going to
She's
mess about with
processing
it.
that.
But then we're going to come in with our hoop-de-doo thing here, and
there you go. Things are getting interesting now.
this is a great tool.
If you don't have a big old...
If you don't have an eyedropper,
Is
well,
that...
a lot of times we don't have an eyedropper because Izzy steals it. And actually, I think I stole this from her.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that was in one of her little sciencey kit things.
It was. But she wasn't using it properly anyway.
Hopefully she's not watching.
You have to remember, this paint's going to drip according to gravity. See, I really wanted it to drip up here, but it already made a little trail there, so it wasn't going to go where I wanted it to go. I have to encourage it.
Pipettes. Yes, pipettes. She does have some of those over here. They get kind of gnarly on the end.
Yeah, I like this bulb thing better.
It holds more.
It holds more.
Gives her, you know.
Okay, I'm going to make some little lines there that I'm hoping that...
Oh, she says they come in different sizes.
These things, yeah, they do.
No, the pipettes.
Oh, yeah, they do. Well, it's just insisting on doing that.
Yeah, I know.
So.
I don't know why she said that's an eyedropper. That's massive, like waterboarding kind of eyedropping. This is where the more is better. That is pretty. I like how that's separating out.
And I'm just I'm going to leave that. But now, when I talk about playing in the puddle, you all know what that means.
Hey, Ann.
It means that you just come in and and you want to do this is circumspectly. put it right on the edge there, and then you can get it to bloom. It needs to be wet.
Yes, the water is a key part of the blooming.
If you want true blooming to occur, it needs to be a little bit wet. Now, you can see some places it's too wet. But in order to get this granulation going on there, I need a little bit more color out there.
Mm-hmm.
And you just rock and roll here.
Acme, that is a very brilliant thing. You just use a straw and, you know, hold your finger over it. Izzy does like doing that. She makes a heck of a mess.
You can do that. You certainly can. Now, I'm losing some of my cool green here.
Yeah. It ate it up.
It ate it up.
Oh, yes, cat. Mm-hmm. I think so.
See, it's already starting to dry up there.
I think depending on your papers, too, this effect will happen differently.
Yes, it will. And, you know, tomorrow we will mess around with some other different... and if you don't want to have to worry about this, you know, glopping off on something else, you can suck up the edges with your dry brush.
Yeah.
Everybody understands about sucking up, right?
Some better than others.
Yeah.
Oh, that was cool that it kind of, you know, it looked like one of those things that you turn, you know, and they're like to meditate or whatever, you know, as the sand and whatever in it, whatever. Words are hard.
I've got one little drop of water there.
Yes, Paula says the rougher the paper, the more granulation shows up. So that means probably the higher weight cold press.
And we've got some.
Yes.
Do you want to cut me up some of those and I'll make some of those?
Because this stuff is like super thick and it's you can tell that it's got more, like because of the cold press in it, there's more tooth to the paper, more bumpiness.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Actual texture rather than just the flat surface. I like the flat surface because I can come back in and do line drawings on it. And
it's a lot easier. And doesn't eat your pencils up.
Well, it doesn't eat your pencils up, but also it gives me that opportunity to get that nice gradation with my pencils. The watercolor paper, you're going to see here, because we'll do some of those, and then we'll have ample opportunity to see what they do on the gel plate. And actually, I think I have done this in the past. I can't remember. It was a long time ago.
Okay, and this one kind of annoys me because it's glued on all four sides.
Yeah, it does have a hole in the middle of each side, though.
Oh, does it? Is that what? Okay. It's hard for me to see that.
And what is this the balking board also?
No, this is the Kilimanjaro.
Kilimanjaro. I learned about that from this lady that did this video. And the video is like 3 or 4 years old. So she gives you the price of, this is another.
Do any of y'all remember, because we mentioned it the last time he was doing some watercolor stuff.
Well, here, let me get my, I wrote it down in my journal. You know, thirsty thought business.
Thirsty. You know, not one of those other little books.
See, look at this. I've got mixed media, channels to watch, words, H2O color. Okay, I think this is it. Shayna Circe, C-I-R-C-E.
Sorry,
she does watercolor journal ideas, swatches and doodles. She talks about color mixing techniques as well as both on the palette and on the paper. Okay, now the other person that I wanted to might have to get a little whiskey after all. Watch is this Louise Fletcher. It's called How to Mix Beautiful Neutrals. A simply lovely video. That's what I said about it. And it is mixing neutrals using Mixing neutral.
Yeah.
Okay, why is this not ATC size? I guess we can cut it into ATC
Yeah.
size.
Sorry, I didn't really pay
That's
attention
okay.
to that.
That's great. No worries.
I was just going, you know, a quarter of the sheet. That stuff is thick. So this is, the Kilimanjaro is 10 by 14.
Yeah, and I think that I can't remember. I had
300 pound.
300 pound. Now this is good stuff. Maynard.
640 GSM, y'all. It's
Yeah.
thick stuff.
There you go.
Oh, Candy says she likes the Kilimanjaro watercolor paper, and it goes on sale several times a year.
Well, there you go. I don't know.
Hi, Barbara.
I'd never used it before.
Hello, Anina.
So I was pleasantly surprised.
And hello, Leslie.
You know, a lot of times when I'm doing watercolor, I don't know what it's going to be until I absolutely do it. Now look at that. Isn't that a perfect pair?
Look at you.
Absolutely perfect pair. But we're going to make it a little more perfect.
Eddie just goes, pear. Oh, see, playing with fire.
Playing with fire, because the thing about it is, the more I add, the more chances are of messing up what I have. So when I have something that's just that perfect, I just put it aside.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I have a whole bunch of sheets of watercolor here. All right, let's try to use up a little bit more of our space a little more effectively.
Did you hear that?
Sucked all the water out of that one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving you my ultimate here. I really like mixing the violet with the blue. Because it just, when it does do its thing and it, where was that? What one was I in? Oh, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Oh. But you can see you get a lot more wiggly edges. I don't know what else to call them but wiggly.
Wiggly, wiggly. Where did you get that? So some of these papers I think you got like at Jerry's or
I did, because I couldn't get them at...
Yeah, on Amazon. Because I was going to say, it's not on Amazon. So it's say probably Blick or Jerry's or something like that.
All right, you can see what's happening here. I don't, the heavy-duty watercolor paper just really isn't my gig. It's just not. I don't like the texture of it. I think part of it is where it's going.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't. Just trying to get some line work going here that's going to...
It throws a little curve into things. It's bumpy.
It's bumpy. And it bleeds out.
Mm-hmm.
And what you really have to do with the water, it's the same as with the paints. Well, every paper is going to do something slightly different.
Mm-hmm.
And you just have to decide, well, let me see. Is this something, do I really like this, is what's happening here? Or would I like something else?
Uh-huh.
And it's just a matter of you got to mess with it. You're not going to know. And you can't watch somebody else do it because what they're doing may be totally different than what you want it to do.
Deb, I would say that it came from either Jerry's Artorama or Cheap Joe's, because I didn't see it over on Blick either.
No.
Blick carries their own brand that's going to be...
And it did take a while for it to arrive. That's the only reason I don't like those people. But...
Gotta wait, like, more than a week. Sometimes we need things the next day.
It's okay. I love this. I love the calligraphic nature of this. I'm just considering this is the halfway mark.
There you go.
So I can do something on this side. And actually, I could do it. I just cut it.
Oh, that's awesome. Cheap Joe sells sample packs that let you try out several kinds of paper. I love Cheap Joe's. They need to get they need an affiliate link or affiliate program thing.
I really do. I like their attitude, and they send me stickers.
She likes stickers.
I like them. Okay, so I've got my blue down here. I think I need to get a little bit more blue in my mix here because I'm kind of, I'm really feeling this kind of boxy square business here.
Is that cut straight? No. Okay. No, you cut that. I'm sorry. I just had a moment there and I was like, either the camera got wonky because it's going like this. But okay. We're good. I'm good.
Kind of, like a blobby box.
Mm-hmm.
And then inside of the box, we kind of have leaves coming out. I like that design that I got going in that other one. And this is a bit of playing in the puddle because I'm pulling down that paint from the puddle into my
So when you were at Tech, did you take Sumier or was that just something you did on the side?
I taught myself how to do it using a book and Dr. Platten because he has spent 3 years in Japan and he helped me.
Mm-hmm.
I actually went to the...
Because you did that for a long time. Like, I remember that even as a kid.
I did, and I got to present at state conference in Corpus Christi for the state of Texas one year.
You do. That's why her brushwork is like it is. And she, even though she's willy-nilly Wild West with herself these days, she was quite hardcore at one point in time.
I was. There was a moment. I made lovely grasshoppers and crickets.
Leaves, little bamboo-y things.
Bamboo-y things with them on the side. I don't know. I really, my whole gig is leaves. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Leaves and rocks.
Leaves and rocks. I'm very, very fond of leaves and rocks. And I think...
Yes, Barbara. I can make that happen.
What is that?
Barbara would like one of your watercolors with this paint, and I think that that's only fair since she, hooked you up with these paints.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. I love this. It's like a little seal. It's not like, arr, arr, arr.
Yeah, not that one.
This kind. And,
Helen would like a free pea with all paint purchases.
A what?
One of you to come along with the paint.
Oh.
That's sweet.
Okay. I dislike this flower intensely.
It's
just a little too nice. It's a little too pristine. So we're just gonna muck it up. I like showing you this because I think one of the things that people don't understand that the beauty of watercolor is that you can always come back in and muss it up.
Mm-hmm.
When acrylic's dry,
they're done.
Yeah, you can just put gesso over it.
Gesso's your only option.
Gesso is your only option.
That or kills.
Depending on
if it was done on the wall.
Depending on the strength of your.
Yes.
Oh, this is coming along nicely.
She's gonna blob it out and make it,
I'm gonna blob it out.
Yeah, well, I haven't figured out how to clone her yet. I'll let y'all know. I don't know. The world may not be ready for that. There can only be one. She's a Highlander. That was a really funny reference, and I hope somebody laughs in the chat.
Hey, I watched that show. But I don't know. It just wore me out. I had a hard time, remembering who was going where, and then, it just was kind of repetitive.
Yeah.
Come on, run, you
Booger boo.
booger boo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's just not wanting to run on me. Run, 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 run. Little droplet. There we go. We're getting enough mass.
So which one are you on? You're on the, this is the other little half of the Kilimanjaro.
Yeah, I'm just grabbing stuff back behind me here. Oh, that's great. Look at
that.
It
is 100% pure cotton rag. Acid-free, 10 sheets, glue 4 sides. 300 pounds,
yeah, it's some kind of she stuff.
Yeah, original bright white. It is thick.
It's thick. I don't really
That's
like
my main...
I don't really care.
I was like, this is great for some ATCs.
Yeah, and of course I haven't used any of it for... Well, I've got these back here.
Yeah.
That one, it might be kind of a long ATC, but like everything else.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's pretty dry. It's a relatively dry day here today.
Mm-hmm.
Don't leave your brush in the water.
Hello, Elizabeth. No worries.
I mean, I do my glue brushes because I don't care about them. But if you leave these in the water, you're going to muss them up. Oh, here, let's do this. This is called a liner. And it's really long and thick and
very springy.
Springy. It's got good, that's the word, Mariah, spring. That's what you call it. When your brush bounces back, if it's got good spring,
that was okay.
You know that it's going to hold its form and it's not going to blob out on you.
You don't want a limp brush.
Well, sometimes you do want a limp brush. This is a limp brush. I love it. But, yeah. Okay, let's do a little liner stuff here.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Patty.
Is that Patty Tolly Parrish?
No. Pat, you always do that. Would you stop doing that? We have other Patties.
I didn't know that. I knew we had a Patricia.
We do have, actually, yeah, we have Patricias. There's a few Patricias.
Well, did Patricia win today?
That was yesterday.
Okay, these are really, if you don't feel comfortable using the great big one to get these fine little lines, this little liner brush is great.
Oh, very nice.
And you can just, you will learn how to make it do its little thing.
Do its little thing.
Look at that. Calligraphy, thick and thin.
That would also be the reason that she's very good with, like, wrist and whatever is the calligraphy. So this is where, again, mixed media. All of the different things, and if you learn techniques or skills from a particular medium, you can bring that across the board. You get that whole idea of, how to hold your elbow and your wrist, because that's what she's doing right now, which is kind of hard. Calligraphy is hard.
It is hard.
Sumi-e is hard.
It makes you it makes you pay attention.
It's a lot like, so the Karate Kid, remember when he's waxing on, wax off, he's like, why are you teaching me all these things? Because really all I've done is built a fence and, made your backyard all awesome. Mm-hmm. It's because that repetitive practice is like then becomes kind of muscle memory. Those are my movie references for today.
Okay, I think that one's good. But I want you to look at this leaf and look how much better it looks. I'm just so jazzed about it.
Oh yes, that does look nice.
Doesn't it?
Good save.
I mean, okay, now what color is that? That's green. I think I need more of this blue.
Be careful, because see, this could be a moment.
Oh, this is the point. Yeah, we can either, I can just wash it off.
I don't know if that's true, because you've already washed some off, so you're, Playing with water. Go easy, my friend.
The other thing is knowing how much, and I watch Izzy doing this, and she reaches that critical mass where it just, I know she doesn't have any paint on her brush. We're doing some faux calligraphy here.
Faux. I know. I think that she might have, that's what P was thinking of.
What?
Outlanders versus Highlander.
Oh.
Was it a series on television?
Was it? It was a series
Highlander was just
where
like
they would
a movie
go back
or two.
and forth in time.
Yeah, which I think in Highlander they kind of do stuff like that too, but different. Yeah.
And there's a woman and a man, and they're in love, and
that's Outlanders.
Oh. Okay, well,
but there's some similarities.
I gave up watching that because it was just like, it was just too much lovey-dovey, smushy stuff and not enough blood, guts, and gore.
Eddie says Outlander's the one with the hot ginger.
Hot ginger.
The dude.
Oh. I don't know.
She may not be into that.
I don't know that. All right, now where's... Got that lovely pear. I think I'm just so proud of that pear. Look at that pear. And look at that wonderful granulation.
Hey, careful, your water's still on the move and you could ruin your pear at any moment.
I could if that lobs across there.
Yeah.
And that definitely did a little running out there on the end, didn't it?
You just grabbed it. It's like the pear's in motion.
It is.
That's a tracer.
Creating a bit of tension there.
The paint. These are the Kuretake. These are the Kuretake granulate, right?
Yes.
Graphite.
Graphite.
Good God.
Where's my box? Here's the box.
Oh.
This is how they come.
She's really not into that.
And see, they give you.
Mm-hmm.
And here on the end. Well, where did I get the names of the colors?
Did you just magically know?
I don't know.
No, because there was a little sheet that came with it, didn't it? And I think that's what you
Maybe that was it, and I don't know what I did with that. Because I don't read Japanese.
Not today.
But anyway, I did write down the numbers here. So this is number 230, 240, 250, 260, 261, and 270. That is how they are across the board here. I kept them in their order.
Mm-hmm.
See that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I might have actually got on their website to find the names of the colors.
I kind of remember you talking about that you had to like do some research, or there was a sheet that came with it that was separate or something. I don't.
And it took me 2 boxes to get this one. And Mariah,
I have that in the shop because
finally
we confirmed that I had the right one.
Oh my gosh.
Good golly.
It was painful.
Because I was like, did you order? But she'd ordered 2, so we didn't know exactly which one.
But it's okay because I did use it for something else. Oh, I know. I changed my little. We'll talk about that tomorrow. We've got to save something for tomorrow.
Yeah, you got 20 minutes, or should I just go ahead and do the giveaway for the little flower print?
Yes, please do.
Okay. So, let's see here. Oops. I tell you, that thing makes me crazy. Makes me crazy. Boop, boop, ba-doo. And let's see here.
I just wanted to a little bit of detail over here on this side to kind of balance this side. I don't want too much because I want the emphasis to be on the sort of, autumn leaves in a window, in a woodshed.
Okay, so let's see here. Let's do #flower. in the chat. So that's how you will get entered into the giveaway.
And I'm very proud of this one.
No.
Well,
Are you going back to school?
pardon?
Daddy told me I could.
Oh, Daddy told you could? Okay. Well, hold on. Let me run this here business. Mm-hmm. All right. So, I think, do we have it? Okay. Wait a couple seconds more here. Okay, I think.
Okay, here's
She's
another
sick
one.
today.
Be careful, it's wet.
Okay. Oh, is this another one? Oh,
Yeah.
is this the one for Barbara?
The first one it types in the side.
Well, didn't somebody say they wanted one? And we
Yeah,
just
that's
said-
Barbara. Mhm.
Yes, because
Okay.
Barbara was the one that.
All right, I'm rolling it.
Do I have to go?
Oh, you can hang for a minute. Marguerite Mitch, I tell you, Marguerite Nightbot loves you because you have you've won some things before. All right, awesome.
Okay, we will do the little blossoms on the branches tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I don't want to write on that, so
I'm just looking at this down here. It's still a little cool down there, and I know it's not completely dry. So I'm just grabbing some back over here that I can do something with, and it's not like, you know, the end of the world if they don't. If
How are
nothing
you feeling?
happens, it's good.
awesome.
My tongue isn't hurt.
Well, that's good.
The first one that types in the sad face are the best people in the world.
Oh, good golly.
Whoever types in hi is he.
Hi. Oh, you read that?
Hi is he.
Yeah, you got a couple.
Hi is he. Hi is he. Good job, you're the best person.
Oh, Eddie, that's Eddie. He gave you the
Good job,
sad cry
Eddie.
face.
Good job, Eddie.
Good job, Eddie. Okay, now you can go. I love you. So we took her to school, and then they, sent her back home.
A little trick if you know, and the Japanese calligraphy, they have their arm down like this. I've been watching, but they do more of a finger.
Oh, in the like here, spring.
Yeah, but they have it. They have an arm brace thing here.
Mm-hmm. There's a lady I do see on Instagram fairly often, and I mean she's masterful because the things that she can create so quickly, and you're like, oh, I could do that, and you're like, no, that took years.
And I do think that is. Now, we're playing with mark making.
Mm-hmm.
This is line design, but it also kind of just crosses over into shaping things also. But I think that edge, you immediately think, oh, that's
Yes.
kind of rough and
the one,
bumpy.
And I'm always like, she's gonna get some on that shirt. And a lot of times, like, it's a white shirt too. Like I think she wears scarves and things. Mm-hmm.
What?
The lady that does the sumier on Instagram.
But I don't, I know that I am influenced by what I've been watching because right now the Japanese, you can always tell the Japanese as opposed to the Koreans. Okay, the Koreans are grungy and kind of gross, and they're not, they don't worry about wiping their face after they eat a dumpling. But here, the Japanese take their
Oh, it's very that's
with their chopsticks and pick up one tiny little piece of rice and eat it at a time. It's just like the Koreans are just going stabbing it, sticking it in their mouth. I just freaking love it. I just love it. But the other
I don't
thing
know if
about
these are stereotypes or if you're being
Japanese
completely
stuff
inappropriate.
that I'm watching right now is where they're flying. They're flying in the air, and they always have big old. The men are just as beautiful as the women, and beautiful flowing robes. They have long flowing hair, and they're twisting and turning in the wind, and it's very fanciful.
Yes.
And once you can do, willing suspension of disbelief, you can enjoy it.
Yes.
Van says, I'm not watching that fake fighting. I love fake fighting.
Better than, yeah.
I'm quite enamored of it, and I just cinemagraphically, I just wonder how they get this to happen. I mean, I don't really.
I don't know.
I don't know. And I do sometimes think about a focal point. And sometimes I think it's just, I want to direct the eye around, and I don't necessarily need them to just look at one spot.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do here. This little line down here that brings it back in and keeps it going. I think this is a little bit of a strong diagonal there, but I think it's muted enough because of its similarity and value to the area around it. I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Explaining away her diagonals.
Yeah. I like to talk about that. All right, now this is becoming really poopy. And remember how good it looked? Mm-hmm. It's just not very cool looking anymore. So I'm not going to feel bad about it at all, coming in and doing some other stuff to it. I had that exciting little moment there, and now we're moving on to something else. I really honestly think that is what life is all about.
Leslie, you are funny. You are
what?
Funny. I'm not going to read what she said. That thing. She's, telling on herself in chat. But I love that. Oh, Becky loves the one that you were not so fond of.
Which one?
That one right there that you're
this
working on.
This one right here? Mm-hmm. Well, it's just boring. It doesn't have none of the granulation even stayed. It just went away.
You got 10 minutes, basically.
I'm going, I just have another couple here that I'm going to work on.
Oh, I love it.
This is the fun part. I really enjoy doing this. So even if they don't, pan out, and I'm less than thrilled with the watercolor effect, I can come in and do some shapes and whatnot.
Acme says, so she's quoting you. We had that exciting little moment there, and then we just moved on. Is that the right quote from P? Yes, I like it.
Oh, didn't you like my quote yesterday of, we ain't swimming, we're just testing the waters?
That's right. I think a lot of people got into that. They liked that. But, setting the expectations to, you're not going to be...
a very low bar. Yeah. Then you don't have anything to...
Yeah, this is just about getting into the pool.
Yeah.
Right at the edge of the shore.
You don't have to worry about not being able to swim, because that's not what we're doing today. We're just making sure the temperature of the water is satisfactory. Now, I'm doing this with, the brush.
You know what that looks like? It's kind of like an abstract bowling.
Abstract what?
Bowling.
Oh, it is.
I saw bowling pins and balls.
Yeah, and I need a few more little dotty things here.
Oh, it could be pinball. The little flippers. And she's now in the, mode where they throw out, the multiple balls. Yeah. That happens.
Stabby action.
Stabby action.
I always like, I do like like to balance my circles and my I want them to not just be scary things. I want them to be scary things and not scary things.
I think I've made many references that I was a kid of the 80s today.
I think this kind of looks like a New Mexico landscape right here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, a little bit. Mm-hmm.
We'll help it out.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little plateau over here. Leading into the bowling ball that's falling down.
I will have to say this has been my most enjoyable watercolor session.
Really?
Yeah, it's just been a little more interactive, and I like that you move through the different papers because usually when you're just working on one thing, I get kind of.
Oh yeah,
It's not
just
very exciting.
Changing them out.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to leave that alone right now and pick up something else over here. I don't know what. I'm not messing with the plum.
And chat's getting weird, so you know, that's good.
Okay, this is kind of nice.
Oh, I did want to say that, and you know, here it is kind of coming towards the end of the stream, but
Oh no, I just kind of like that. I'm not going to mess with
if
that.
you aren't able to see chat, sometimes I've noticed, like, with the way that their new thing is, if you've pulled it or clicked it to go away, but then you've got to look for show the chat thing down below, that could be where it's at. So you just got to read across the bottom there. They're doing things, but it's very subtle, which is almost more annoying than if they would just make it really apparent. Because sometimes I'm like, are they just messing with me? Or was that there the other day? It's like P talking about how the screen size and everything, and now that's starting to happen to me, and it's very weird. And I don't know that I love it either.
I don't know what their thinking was.
Yeah.
But I think that they needed to think it a little bit more.
Well, I think they were trying to give you more screen, which is great and all, but it's a bit wonky, and it just, I don't know. I needed more information of where did you put the other stuff then? That's all I'm saying about that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, Violet.
Hi,
How are you?
Violet. We haven't heard from you for a while.
Well, her and Fran have been doing recorded videos. And then, are you guys doing a live stream this Friday?
Yes, they are.
I'm waiting. Bye, Carrie. Oh, he's going. Oh, cool.
Is that Carrie with the lovely Scottish accent?
No, this is Carrie Griffiths. Carrie the crafter. He's gonna
I
go.
thought he went to bed.
No, he was hanging. He just took a little break, and then I guess came. Yeah, and then he came back.
Just can't get away from leaves, y'all.
Mm-mm. She can't leave the leaves. Leave the leaves.
But I have a thorny branch here too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. These leaves are kind of precious. I need to mess them up.
Yeah, as it go with the rest of it there. You got to keep the styling. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a nice.
So yes, possibly. Fran's been kind of busy with family and real life stuff. But yes, Violet's been very busy editing. I'm telling you, that's...
And it takes a lot of time.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's why she said it's like 7 hours. Yeah, the editing stuff, I just... It's hard to do. All right, my friends. So, well, you have 5 minutes. I mean, I don't know if you want to move on to... And did you talk about all the papers?
I needed to, but I also, well, I will put product on the watercolor papers off screen, but you know how I do it because I did it the other day.
The first texture day.
Yes.
You're going to do the same.
Here, and I did want to show them one thing.
Oh, do you want to... Well, and I think it would be good if you brought it back to show them that you're going to be doing another one of these.
What did I do with it? Here it is.
Here.
Okay, now remember this and this.
Ooh, look at some of this. Looks fun. I think it, so. This is you're gonna do a second one of that, right?
I'm going to do a second one this, but I'm going to do it more purposeful so that we can actually use it for ATCs. You know, I'm going to take and I'm going to put some
grit it out.
This stuff on it, and then I'm going to do some texture paste actually on the ATC size card, so that we can then watercolor over it, then come in and seal it using the gel plate.
Okay.
And you know, I forgot to tell you all about it, but we will do that tomorrow. Okay. That's what I'm going to do. But this here,
Yeah.
just to give you a little bit of a
Bye, Helen. Thanks for
preview
hanging.
of what else we're going to do here, is we're going to take some watercolors, and even though this is
You better get your little dropper after that bad boy. Went a little heavy. That's all I'm saying. As I mutter it. There you go.
and this is nice because this will be nice. I'll have these nice,
Right.
they'll be dry, and so that you can see what's going to happen here with the watercolor paper, and you can just take it and imagine what it's going to do with the product on there that you don't even know that it's on there until you go over the surface with
That's great. And you can see right away where the mediums, like just more like the GAC or the Impasto or whatever, those types of mediums do the resist. The little smaller grid in the middle, that was done with the light and fluffy. It will actually absorb some of the paint.
that in the middle was, remember, that's when we mixed
Oh, that's the golden.
that's
the
the
golden?
golden mixed with the modeling. The golden lamp black, that's not what it is. The golden bone black
Mm-hmm.
mixed in with the paste, the
Yeah.
you know,
But that's why it takes on the paint better.
the one that was in the tube, the squeezy outy thing.
Yeah.
But that's a wipe off. Because remember, this is my thing that I did, and I should show you. We were gonna.
You
You know,
got,
there's just so much you can do here.
we can never get it all into one
I can never
stream.
get it all in. But I did want to talk to you because I want to get a color down on this so we can pull it, because I think it's absolutely fabulous. Do you remember how we got this?
If y'all were
If you
here
don't, you need to watch
yesterday,
yesterday.
that would be Tuesday's stream.
Yeah. And I do still have my
Hey, I don't care if we go over a little. You know, people,
My,
people that leave, they miss out. You just never know. I mean, you never know in a PMR
Hey,
studio
yeah.
stream. Things can happen in
you
the
just
last
never
minute.
you never know. We're going to talk about what color to pull this with.
Hey,
Now, the other thing that I thought might be kind of cool. What, Mariah? Why are you laughing?
so there was even that one day. It was on the long haul, but she was still going, and I said, "I'll turn that," because I hadn't ended the stream yet. Because there could be a day that we could turn it back on, even though I've turned the end of stream. It could be like after the credits, kind of, funny bloopers. Who knows what? Just saying.
Yeah, and it might not be nice. Okay, so here was what I was thinking.
right.
Remember back when we were doing the powder
Uh-huh.
inside?
So Teresa Aragona has been doing, she's a powder, like she has all kinds of powders. And she just used Darcy's Forest Floor and did an awesome thing on vellum, which did this ripply business, which we know vellum does. But she's like, you know, I like this. It's a cool texture because it did it more uniformly. And then she did a similar one, another pole, with, I can't remember what the stencil was with that one, but she did it with the tracing paper. It did not wrinkle uniformly. She was less impressed with that. But I think she liked it because it had the light that would possibly go through, depending on, you know, and that would be pretty cool to see. Like if you use more transparent paints. Yeah. There you go, just some thoughts.
Well, maybe I'll just think about this a little bit more then.
You should go watch her video.
I should go watch her video.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about, and the only reason I didn't really want to do that is because I think this is a beautiful print in and of itself. I don't think it needs any going up. I think it just, I need to be truthful to the flower stencil and just pull it with something neutral.
What I think would be really cool. If you did a little bit of dibby-dabby of either like one of the iron oxide, you know, yellow iron oxide or red iron oxide, one of those, and then mix it with either like the Lucas Krill beige or something like that. So that way you have a little bit of streaky, like, you know, just a little bit of hint of either red or yellow in it. But then I think that would do justice to the style that's kind of going on the plate there.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree completely. So what I may do is I may mix up my own...
We're in overtime.
my own, you know, it's not going to be that pale pinky white, but it's going to be a little bit more rustic.
Yes.
More in the peachy end of things, not purpley.
Okay.
So okay, that's what I'm going to do with that.
Good discussion.
Now, I'm not done yet.
Okay.
All right. So what I'm going to do on this, remember this?
Mm-hmm.
I'm so proud of my uniformity.
Correct.
I just think, I really,
she wants to just frame that.
outdid myself here, I must say. This is just quite lovely.
And I see your little draggy marks that you created with the style.
Sort of did, yeah, and I tried to make those, you know, fairly uniform as well. They're there, they're just not, it didn't happen what I wanted to happen, let me just say. It wasn't quite as open as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But they're yeah, kind of flowy and tree-like.
Yeah.
What my feeling about this is to take the ampersand.
Oh.
And I don't know where it is, but it's here somewhere.
Oh, I have it. I have the little one.
Okay.
Here.
But I want you to understand that. Put this over the top of this, and then put, say, gold.
You love, well, I'll tell you, if you want to show off a good crackle, gold or copper.
Yes.
If you want to be real showy, that's the way to do it.
And it might be kind of cool just to go ahead and do that. And then I that's where it has to be because it has even here and here.
And she got it stuck there.
Something else can happen over here. I don't know what. But I'll find something else in my stencils to put on this side.
Okay.
To get it.
Are we done discussing? Can we go?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you all for hanging out with us. This was day 3 completed. Lots of watercolor graphic, you know, things happening. Kuretake talkie. Sumie kind of things happening. Tomorrow will be a little bit more about as, you know, technical as P gets with watercoloring, but there'll be more watercoloring, and you never know what else we're going to be throwing in, but we will see you back then. Bye, guys.